Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Joseph. In today's video, I'm in the studio with Cassandra. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is really simple. I'm going to show you things that you should consider that's going to help you improve upon your studio photography. Some of them I'm sure you know, others maybe not so obvious, but we're going to run through everything from beginning to end, and I'm sure all those things are going to help you improve upon the quality of your studio photography. Right, so the first thing that you need to do if you want to shoot portraits in your studio is to have a subject. Without a subject, you don't have a person to photograph, right? But on a more serious note, the first thing that I think you should pay more attention to is going to be your background. And that's because if you're starting photography and you don't have the means to rent out a studio, or you don't even have a studio of your own, and you're shooting in a small space like I am, you need a backdrop. In this case, I have a canvas backdrop from Kate, but if you have any of those paper backdrops, like even the half-sized ones or the really big ones, depending on the size of the space that you have, once you're having like something in the back to take away any distractions, I think it's really, really important. But in this shoot, we are using a canvas backdrop. So in today's video, I'm doing the shoot with the Canon M6 Mark II and then the Sigma 85 1.4 hard lens. This is a very affordable camera to have, and it's also a crop sensor camera. All the time people are thinking that full frame cameras guarantee you to get like very amazing results. But today we're going to prove that it's a little bit different. And then I'm also using my Sigma 85 1.4 hard lens. This hard lens is a very, very good lens. I think if you rather invest in your lenses, it can help the camera capture amazing results. So let's see how these two perform together. Okay, so moving on. After you've gotten your background, your model, your camera sorted, you need a light to be able to capture the image. And what we're going to use today is going to be a speedlight. So this is a very affordable speedlight. It's going for about $85. And I'm using a modifier on there to shape the size of the light. The speedlight is really small, but coming through a modifier is going to make it large, and it can illuminate almost like a full body shot. For modifiers, you can go with a small cone if you want that harsh specular light. You can go for a beauty dish where it's very flattering for beauty shots. And then you can also go for like a 120D parabolic like this one if you want to get soft light on your subject. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be using the 120 cm deep parabolic softbox for that. But any modifier that you have, depending on what you want to capture, will be good as long as you're modifying your light. So now that we have our light on our stand, the next thing I want you guys to also pay attention to is going to be the direction of your light. We're always trying to mimic natural light or sunlight, and that obviously, because it's in the sky, it's going to be high and above, but we always want to get direction through our light as well. So this light is lifted up and it's angled down at about 45 degrees to my subject. What I also want to do all the time is also make sure that the light is coming in a little bit off to the side. If I shoot straight onto my subject, I would have flat lighting on here. It can be flattering depending on what you want, but all the time, at least just get it off to the side so you can create contrast of light, because the light is going to be hitting this side of her face, and then the opposite side is going to go into shadow. So you already have a more three-dimensional shot that way. Now, one thing that you can also add, because of the way we are lighting, is going to be a rim light. If you don't have a second light, that is fine. If you have a mirror, you can put a mirror back there to bounce off this light to rim your subject, but I have a second light, and there's also a speed light. As you can see, we're using speed lights for today's shoot, and I'm just going to turn that towards my subject, and it's also opposite my main light. So this light is just going to cut across the rim here out, and also this light is going to light up majority of a frame. So this is the setup for today's shoot. I'm going to take some few images, and then you see how everything comes together. So we're going to start taking some shots of our subject, and the first thing I want to shoot is going to be just a shot that is going to show me how much ambient light I have coming into the frame. So I'm at 1/160 on the shutter speed, 2.8 on the aperture, and ISO 100. So with my first frame, you can see it's underexposed. So if I'm adding any lights, it's going to actually affect the shot a lot. Right, so we're gonna start off with our rim light. and that is set to group B, and I can just change it on the trigger. So I'm going to turn off my group A, which is the main light, and just leave the group B on. Currently is at 1/16. I'll take a shot. So 1/16 power on the rim lights is low, so I'm just going to go up to 1/8. Yeah, and that is really nice, but it's still hitting the background. So I will turn it away from the background, or if I knew what the grid was, I'd actually just put a grid on there. But I don't know what a grid is now, so just turning it away should do the same thing. That's beautiful. All right, so you can see we have a little slit of light edging here out, and that's really nice. That's how I like it. I'm gonna turn on my main light and set it to 1/64 as our starting point. Okay, that's quite low. I'm going to 1/8. We're getting there. Because of speed lights, we need a lot of power. And also I have 2 diffusers in there, so all those things are eating out some of the flash power. Okay, now you can see we've been able to get a really nice exposure on our subject, and the background is also looking really, really nice. One thing I also want to do is rather still bring her closer to me, and I'll pull the light back a bit. So just take a little step, yes, just like that. I'll also feather the light away from my subject so we don't have a lot of that light hitting the background to create a little bit more drama. Okay. That's perfect. So with these 2 things that we've done, putting our main light getting our main light to the correct exposure, our rim lights also to the correct level that we want, I just want to add a reflector. What this is going to do is, it's going to bounce this light coming from here, because I've feathered it away from my subject. It's going to hit it and then just come back to our subject to open up the shadows. And these reflectors are really affordable, so you can easily get one of these, and they are also great at shaping light or modifying your light. Okay. Yes, so adding the reflector has opened up the shadows and it has given us a really nice exposure. So I'm going to go ahead and take a couple more frames of our subject. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, one more shot. That's it. All right, I can even get like really close if I want. Yeah, that's stunning. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, one last shot. Perfect. I need to do this alone, so just stop calling me up. Just realize that we're done, don't come back. And I need to do this alone, so just stop calling me up. Just realize that we're done, I won't come back. Alright, so that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you learned something. Hope you learned a thing or two. You can see we use very simple lighting, a very affordable camera to get these amazing results. So you don't always need the most expensive camera to be able to get very nice images in the studio. You also don't need the most expensive light to be able to get the best lighting on your subject. With just these few tricks, modifying your background, putting a backdrop there, adding a reflector to bounce the light, getting a big soft light to give you soft light on your subject, and also adding a rim light if you have that, also just goes a long way to give you really nice images. So alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Leave a comment or a like. If you have any questions, I'll be down there answering them. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And remember, don't ever give up. It's never over.